welcome back to the channel. Today is round 2 of the process. We're going to be redoing the passenger side seat. Done a little bit of digging and so forth on all the work that I need to do for this one. If you probably noticed a little bit in the process, I ended up buying a couple of junkyard seats to use, as scrap pieces for the brackets and for connectors and so forth and for wiring. Well, turns out the car I got the seats from was a 2007, and the passenger side seat connector is different. So I had two options. Look around to find the connector for an 06 for the passenger side, or say screw it, chop the harness and redo the connectors on both sides. So I chose, of course, the harder flow, which requires me to redo the connectors. So today I'm going to take the seat out, redo the connectors on the car itself, then we're going to redo the connector on the harness of the junker seat, test out, make sure that seat works just fine and airbags get this detected properly, and the passenger side gets deactivated when I sit down and everything. And once that's done, we take over the wiring from the new seat and get that in place. I've also gotten already ahead and chopped off the brackets on the new seat. I've chopped off the brackets on the old seats, so that should be like plug and play. So literally today we're literally gonna just focus on wiring for the second seat. So first things first, let's get this show on the road and disconnect and take out the passenger side seat. As you can see in here, we got this type of connector, and it seems that my new spare seat has a slightly different kind of connector. So let's take a look at what I have. Take this off and take a look. I have a slightly different connector. So this sucks balls, but it's no problem. We'll be able to rewire this. And first, actually, what I'm going to do is let's take that new seat, put it side by side, and do a full wiring analysis and see what's what. So let's do that. Okay, so if I was to look at this from a different perspective, we still have the same type of connector. Let's see, this goes into a bracket that goes with the seat belt. So we have the seat belt connector. We have a occupancy sensor, as well as see, there's the bladder system. Try to debate whether is it just easier for me to swap the wiring off the hold on a second. Let me remember how this seat looks like. We're gonna get the Recaro seat over here. Now I have all three of them, and I can take a look at how they're wired and everything. We have an occupancy module, same type of wires. We have a bladder system and everything. Wiring So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take the wiring off the Recaro, put the wiring off of my spare seat, swap that over, because it looks like it's just 3 connectors. We're going to try the spare seat in there, and if everything goes well, then I don't have to repin the connector, and I just keep the new connector, and we're good to go from that perspective. So let's try that first. Maybe I just cut my work in half, and yeah. So, alright, let's do that first. Okay, cool. Let's get this show on the road. This stays here. This goes here. So we're gonna just connect this really quick. We're not gonna put any of the wiring anywhere, like, you know, route it under the seat, because it doesn't matter. We just want to make sure that this works. Okay. So next, let's get the seat in the car. See if everything looks good. If that's the case, then I can figure out, the plan is to get the seat module from here and transition it into the new Recaro, or transition the whole bladder system. It's a lot more simpler than dealing with rewiring all that shit. So we're looking at like a 5-minute job versus like hours. And so I would rather do the swap of the harness and everything else than dealing with the repinning, because I already know that that's a pain in the butt. So let's do that really quick. So theoretically, I'm sitting in the seat belt is connected. If I turn on the ignition, passenger airbag should turn off because it detects me. Awesome. So we're good on that. Now we know that the wiring's good. I just need to transfer the bladder and bingo. So let's take a look at this system over here. We have a bladder that talks to stuff, a sensor. There is no occupancy sensor. So it also seems that the seatbelt over here is a 4-pin. I have no idea why they're doing that, so we'll have to figure out which pin is what. I did not expect that, but that's easy. We'll get to that in a second. So let's just take this wiring off and start using that seat. Place where we can mount the other seat sensor. So we'll get to that. We need to figure out which airbag wires are used because there's, as I said in the previous for the previous seat, there's only 2 airbag wires that are used out of 4, so I have to take the upper skin partially off. So we got the bladder. It is liquid fluid, liquid filled. What we'll do is we'll disconnect the bladder from here with these things, and then we'll reconnect it with a new one. But this should be very easy. I think the issue is just making sure we get enough fluid so we don't, you know, mess up the sensor. That should be pretty straightforward. Okay, so then let's, oh crap, I forgot. We have to drill the bottom bases. Okay, so yeah, let's take the bases apart to drill those 2 seats. Let's get the skins off and look at that, and then we'll do, you know, one step at a time. So, all right. We're going to want to reuse just the seatbelt component, which is a 4-pin right here. So once again, this is yellow, orange, and the purple wire. So I'm going to just cut here, splice the new seatbelt airbag connector, and then one thing is out of the way. Let's do that. We got the connector set up. Now we need to take the passenger seat back in the car, hook this into the new seat, put both of them side by side and connect them, and make sure that the airbag actually works correctly and it doesn't trigger any sort of issues. So let's great success. No light and no light. That's good news. So we got the airbag done as well. So next thing that we have to do is figure out the bladder, and we're good to go, baby. Alright. So took a quick break from recording, but I made a little bit of progress. So I drilled out the plate that was holding the seat sensor brain from the old seat. I disconnected all the wiring. This one we're going to just zip tie onto the base of the seat like that. And now we have to disconnect the bladder system, or the bladder sensor, and swap them over. This is a 3-pin. This is a multi-pin. It's not going to help us. So I've already gone and taken the middle connector out, you know, this crap off of it. So I've gotten the connector off, or the metal tie. I've gotten the metal tie off of it, and now we're going to unplug it. There's going to be a lot of fluid coming out. It is what it is. Not too worried about it. I got another container of water, and that's going to be used over here. So when we take this out, we want to make sure that we don't lose any of the fluid to introduce like errors in the system or anything like that. So yeah, next thing, let's get this disconnected and go from there. This might be even easier. Looks like it's some oil in there. Now we can just, there you go. Put that in. And we have transferred the bladder sensor. Damn, that was easy. We got the connector back on. Can't get out. We're in business. The only thing that's left over is the seat belt. So what I'm gonna do now is take the seat belt off for a test, get the wiring out, and plug everything in and see if everything works on the seat. So it should be fun, right? Worst case, I can reuse the seat belt, but it's significantly shorter versus the other one, and it doesn't look as cool. So I would really like to keep the new one in there. So, but I got the seat belt, got the harness. So what we can do is take the seat with us, put in the car or next to the car, and then do a test. Go. Gonna detect that okay. If I lift my ass off, and if I sit down, second, bingo, we are golden. So next, just gotta figure out the seatbelt, and we are good to go with the seat. So this is probably like the most fun part of the whole setup than yesterday. So let's get the seat out, zip tie the sensor and everything else, and figure out the seat belt. So I've gotten the seat belt, the seat brackets kind of mounted temporarily. We're gonna have to loosen them up to kind of get the seat to sit properly. And I've been doing a little research on the wiring for the seat belt. So there's some good news. There's 5 pins in here. And there's like a blue, a green, and a black, and then 2 grays in here. And then I also, if I look on the harness itself, where I connected that, I clipped it by mistake. But there's a black, green, and then the other 3 ones. And looking on the diagram, it says that seat number 6, or switch number 6, or pin number 6, I'm sorry. Pin number 6 is a black or a ground. And then pin number 5 is the buckle switch, which is a green-blue, which exactly matches the 2 gray wires on the connector in here. So what we're gonna do is chop these 2, chop the wiring, the wiring off of this one, do a little soldering, and then we should be good to go with the seat and mount it and test it. There you have it. Excuse me. This is zip tied in here nicely. All the wiring is bundled up and okay. This is tied up. Everything's good. The connector's tied in here. So we're technically just using the old connectors from the old seat with the new base. So let's give this a try, and then if all goes well, bolt it up, and we're good to go. Okay, so I just kind of dropped the seat in the car. I have the seat belt in here. We're going to first put the car in ignition. Okay. Seat belt there. And Let's get there you go. We're good to go, baby. So seatbelt is good to go. Let's see if we can read some fault codes off the car. See if there's anything that we see. Nothing really out of the ordinary. So yeah, let's just get this bolted up and we're done. Alright, okay, so my battery on the camera decided to die while I was recording the bolting on, but got all the seats bolted on. So I did a quick power cycling of the car to make sure that the airbags, lights look okay and everything. So there you have it. I'm going to be replacing the skins anyways. I got some nice custom ones on order. So those skins are on order, and I'll be doing that swap very soon. It's gonna be, I think, back and forward. So I'll be taking these seats completely apart again. But it's doable. GT350 seats in the older 0509 Mustangs. Just a little bit of work. Wiring is not that bad. I know everyone gets scared when they hear wires, but there you go. They look really well with the harnesses, and I gotta tell you, they're super comfy. So there you go. This is the way they look in the car. Yeah, I know they're somewhat forward because I'm a shorty, so can't help that, but super comfy. And yeah. Next on the list coming up, I probably will do a bunch of the projects over the next few weeks or months. I gotta get rid of I got a new radiator fan that I'm gonna put in. I gotta do the whole trunk setup that's gonna have to be redone all over again. And then I have those window covers that have the integrated blinkers and everything. They'll look pretty darn good with the new S550 lights that I got. So that's another one coming up the pipeline. So if you want to watch me as I get all these in, please subscribe, and see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching if you watched it. If not, thank you so much for even clicking on the link. Have a wonderful day.